Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Nothing to See Here podcast. Hi, it's Frankie.
Yeah, it's Hannah.
So I was done bamboozled.
Hoodwinked, led astray.
Hoodwinked, bamboozled. I was deceived.
What's the fucking quote? Damn.
What quote?
There's a sports commentator who talks about being bamboozled. We've been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run amok, and flat out deceived.
Yeah, that's how I kind of feel. So, before I go into how I was bamboozled, first and foremost, I don't think I've said this on the podcast yet, because the Sunday that we recorded last Sunday, I didn't have this monster with me. I recently had come into the foster / ownership of a kitten.
He's so cute.
He's very cute. His name is Tony Chopper, based on One Piece. One of my coworkers, I guess, found him and his sibling in a box and gave his sibling to her sister, but her sister also has a newborn and is like, I can only take one, which fair. And she took Chopper, and she found out that she was allergic to Chopper, severely, hive kind of allergic. So she messaged. We have a little for all of the coworkers who work with me, different IOPs and stuff like that. We have a chat in a Teams that we ask questions or post things. And she posted, "Hey, would anybody be willing to foster this?" And I said yes before I even asked the peanut gallery. So
I'm surprised she didn't just show up with a cat for you.
I know. So we got Chopper that Monday, and he's a cutie patootie, as Hannah said. You guys have seen him, only on camera though.
Yes, I will meet him this Friday.
But yes, how I was bamboozled. So I haven't called my dad in admittedly a while, since I went to a Dave Matthews concert with him. So it's been a minute. It's not for lack of trying. It's just I called him and then he doesn't call me back. It's like telephone tag. Anyway, I've been currently seeing this guy, who I am now officially dating. And I wanted to go to Potato Fest. Frankie is aware of this.
Yes, I am.
Frankie could not go to Potato Fest because he had prior engagements.
I did, yes.
So, I mentioned Potato Fest when we went on a date on Thursday, which he took me to the melting pot and he did the really cute rose petals on the table and stuff, which was really funny because I was like, oh, you didn't have to do this. And he's like, to be fair, didn't know they were going to do this. So,
the melting pot was rooting for you too.
I know, it was quite cute. So I called my dad on Friday while I was still at work, and he actually picked up, which was surprising. Before I could really think about anything, he proceeded to tell me that he was supposed to get an EEG done and didn't, because his blood pressure was too high that he was admitted to the hospital. He then checked himself out against medical advice. A little pissed off. Especially one, you didn't tell me this shit was happening, and two, you checked yourself out against medical advice? Really? If I did that, you guys would be so far up my ass.
The peanut gallery would be throwing you back into the hospital.
Yeah, I know.
It wouldn't get to me and Frankie. The peanut gallery is the front line.
Yeah. I know. Anyway, so kind of shocked by this revelation, my dad goes, "So what are you doing this weekend?" And me being kind of absent-minded, I was just like, "Oh, I'm going to Potato Fest," And I assumed he thought I was going with some friends. So, he said, and I quote, "Oh, me too." I was like, "Oh, fuck. Okay. So, maybe I'll see you there." You know. Um, he's like, "Well, we should meet up." And I was like, "Oh, fuck." So,
How is this you getting bamboozled? Because he
w-
flat out told you he was going.
wait for it. Wait for it. So, so I messaged my boyfriend and I was like, "Hey, so I know we were going to go to this thing. It's still on, and it's in Evansburg, which Johnstown is only like 20 minutes away from Evansburg. So, not far for my father at all." Um, I was like, "This might be a thing that's happening. Are you okay with this? This is our 4th date." 4. He hasn't even met the peanut gallery yet. So, uh, he was like, "Yeah, it's fine. It'll be fine. It should be fine. I'm not worried. Are you worried?" And I was like, "Absolutely," but I didn't want to say that. Um, so next morning, I call my dad just to arrange some things. And he goes, "Oh, yeah, well, I'm planning on coming up. I don't know if your stepmom's going to go." And I was like, I definitely don't want my dad to meet my significant other without my stepmom there as a buffer. Because one, I don't want to make him feel like a third wheel. And two, if my dad and my boyfriend get along too well, I don't want to feel like the third wheel. So I was like, my stepmom has to go. So I called my stepmom. And she proceeded to tell me that they weren't planning on going to Potato Fest at all, but he just wanted to see me, so he lied and said that he was also going to Potato Fest. Bamboozled.
I'm still confused on how you were bamboozled.
He said he was already planning to go to Potato Fest.
Yeah.
He
And
wasn't
your
planning on
stepmom
going.
said he wasn't. So he decided
Exactly.
in that moment that he was
In
going.
that
Yeah,
moment.
but you were warned that he was going to Potato Fest.
Yeah, but
You were given notice.
Did you call your stepmom like immediately after before she could be updated?
what do you mean?
When did you talk to your dad and he say he was going?
He was going. I talked to him the day before. That was Friday.
Okay.
He
And when
told
did
me
you
this
call your stepmom?
Saturday morning.
And she had not been updated.
No. I mean, she was told that that was like they were going, but she's like, "Yeah, this wasn't on the itinerary." And then my dad, so I called him to arrange a meetup, and he's like, "Thanks for inviting me." I was like, "I have done no such thing." So I felt bamboozled, and I also felt like I had been deceived into deceiving my significant other by saying that I had arranged this when I didn't, in fact, arrange this. And like, he's very understanding, and it actually went pretty well and stuff. But man, it was a ride yesterday. Yesterday was a ride.
I would like to say that
Yeah.
I've been bamboozled.
Why were you bamboozled?
I was
Oh,
bamboozled
by
by
this movie?
Hannah. I was bamboozled by Hannah.
I
And
don't know how you were bamboozled. I told you we were watching this film last week.
You
The
told me
Nandor
we were watching this film last week, and then I was excited. I'm like, we're gonna get a fun little Jeff the Mongoose romp,
It was not
and
fun.
we got no such thing. And now
Did you and Jen have a date night? And you
with
watched
this
this
movie?
movie?
No, God no, God no. I'm so
He wouldn't do
thankful.
that. Yeah, he wouldn't do that to Jen.
I'm so thankful I didn't. I watched this movie this afternoon. And I
Yeah,
was
me too.
excited,
No,
ready to
you shouldn't have
go.
been.
Now, Hannah, because of this, I'm on Amanda's side about Jeff the Mongoose.
Ho ho!
No,
That's how bad
no.
this movie was terrible, Hannah.
Cinematically, fine. It's pretty. Whatever.
It was a pretty
Nice.
Yeah,
film.
the camera shots were nice, but it was the worst thing a movie can be.
Boring.
Boring. Yep, it was so boring.
I was gonna wait till the end of this episode and ask you where you ranked it on
Tell
your
you right.
movie list.
I'll tell you. It
Okay.
is not high. It
I
got
figured that.
1.5 stars. 1.5.
Out of 5 or 10?
Because out of 5.
Okay.
Only because the ending not the ending, but like the last half was better. And there were some moments that I did like. It is it's number 35 out of 43. It's
Oof.
under both of the Barbie movies
Hoo.
and
Oh my god.
under Rock and Roll. Yeah.
Ah!
The only movies below it, Transformers. I watched that for the first time the other day.
First Transformers?
Yeah,
Like
the
from
first
the
Transformers.
2000s?
Yeah,
Oh,
from 2007 with Shia LaBeouf and Megan Fox.
yeah, not great. Not great.
The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It, which is the third Conjuring.
Not a good Conjuring film.
Wolfman, 28 years later, Drop, and then the bottom three are Melody Time, the 1988 Phantom of the Opera, and So Dear to My Heart. Hannah, you have just as many movies in my bottom 10 as Amanda does.
I
That's
only
saying
watch.
something.
Listen, I only
Because
watch
I do
shit
more
films.
movies. I do more movies than you
Yeah.
do, Hannah. And that's saying
Yeah.
something.
Well, no, I only watch shit movies because I know they're shit and I want to suffer through them and then make it everyone else's problem.
I've seen such great movies this year. I saw Sinners, I saw Weapons, I saw Caught Stealing, and then I've also seen fucking Nandor, Fodor, and the Talking Mongoose.
Which did
Well,
Nandor
happy-
actually get arrested? Like, was that an actual thing, or was that just dramatized?
I think that was just dramatized. I think they took some liberties with that.
I wish they would have taken more liberties. Like, how do you have a movie about the existence of a talking mongoose that is some sort of supernatural creature or earth spirit, and there's like no fun?
Because they chose to focus on Nandor Fodor and not Jeff the Mongoose.
They could have
Yeah.
still focused on Nandor. You know how? Okay, I watched this whole movie, and at the end of it, I had an idea for a better movie.
Well, should we save that for the
We'll save
end?
it for the end.
Should we
Yeah, we'll
get
save
it?
it for the end.
Should we get into this film?
Yeah, because it's got to be a short recap because it's all talking. It's just everyone talking to each other.
Yeah,
Yeah.
please just make this short.
I feel like I kept my notes short because the prerequisite for tonight's episode is listening to my episode on Jeff the Mongoose. And then you have seen half the movie.
Fundamentally more interesting than the movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And also because they have to exposition dump on who Jeff the Mongoose is so often, I didn't have to write notes on like half the movie. So happy 100th episode, everyone!
Oh yeah, this
It's our
is why we're
100th
doing it.
episode, and I was
This is
so
our 100th
excited, and
episode.
now it's a disappointment.
Is it? Is it?
Yes. Yeah. 1000%.
Listen, sometimes
Hannah, I'm
for
so disappointed in you.
you can be. I am a disappointment. I know I am. But listen, sometimes when I know I'm hitting a milestone on my blog, on Reading Has Ruined My Life, I purposely pick a shit book just to be snarky. And I'm not saying I did that for tonight's episode,
It feels like you did.
but I did when I realized I was leading the 100th episode. I realized I had to torture Amanda.
Yeah, but you tortured me in the process, and that's where I draw the
Yeah.
line.
Actually, I think Frankie was more upset by this than I was.
Can I tell you something, Amanda?
What?
Months ago, I gave Frankie an option.
Mm.
Either for the 100th episode, we watch Barbie,
Oof.
or we watched Nandor Fodor and the Talking Mongoose.
So you
And
did this
Frankie-
yourself.
And I thought
Frankie chose
thought
this movie.
it'd be good to have a callback for our 100th episode.
That was
Wow.
also my thinking.
And now I regret it. I do regret it.
You could have had Barbie as Swan Lake or whatever that movie's called.
Yeah.
Barbie of Swan Lake.
Significantly better.
There are sleep paralysis demons in that film.
This movie is my sleep paralysis demon.
So let's get into the film Nandor, Fodor, and the Talking Mongoose. Truth is stranger than fiction in this historical comedy. It's
Ugh.
based off the true story of Jeff the Mongoose and the Irving family from the 1930s. It focuses specifically on Nandor Fodor's visit to the Isle of Man, his conversations with Jeff, his beliefs on who or what Jeff could be, and existentialism. Producer Jeff Anison calls this film low-key a documentary due to the amount of historic notes written about Jeff and the conversations he had with investigators that made it into this film. It was written and directed by Adam Sigel. When he was first shopping script around, actor Simon Pegg was already attached to this project in the title role of Nandor Fodor. And it's his name that really helped sell this project to the production company Legion M.
Oh, you
So
mean
with
it wasn't Neil Gaiman, the voice of Jeff, and the guy who's had some accusations placed on him?
No, yeah, we'll get into Neil Gaiman in a little bit because we gotta talk about him.
Yeah.
But Simon Pegg's name was attached from the beginning. And that's how this movie got produced. And then, with that backing in place, the movie began filming over in England in May of 2022. Just a year later, the film was released on September 1st, 2023. It was distributed by Saban Films, and it was only released in very, very limited cinemas over in the UK. That's why we never heard about it here in the US until it was on streaming services.
Hmm.
The film only made $9,309 at the box office,
How much money?
and it earned some mixed reviews from critics and moviegoers alike. Currently, the film sits at 5.5 stars on IMDb with a total of 3,500 ratings, most being 5 or 6-star ratings. I did look into these ratings. I looked into the 1 and the 10-star reviews. A lot of the 1-star ratings, the people are mad about religion. One person just really hates Simon Pegg.
I thought you were gonna say one person really hates mongooses.
Some people, they found the film to be humorless. And one reviewer was very upset about the amount of smoking that was taking place in a film set in the 1930s.
I'm surprised
Calm
there
down.
wasn't more smoking.
I
I'm
mean,
surprised there wasn't opium.
as far as the 10-star ratings go, they were kind of boring. They were legitimate reviews, and none were really giving me anything good to grasp onto. Lots of them were saying the cinematography was beautiful, which it is. Like, this film is nice to look at.
Yeah, it was very nice.
Mainly because where they filmed is pretty. You get the lovely cliffs off the coast of England. And other people were just super excited about a movie about Jeff the Mongoose. So let's dive into the cast now. And I did save this part for last because of Neil Gaiman. But we'll end with him. So Minnie Driver
We love
plays
her.
Anne. Love Minnie Driver. Anne is Nandor Fodor's assistant. Phenomenal actress. She's been in like everything. Good Will Hunting, Disney's Tarzan. So we'll talk
We
about her again in a couple decades.
Yeah, we love a good Jane. No, we just love Minnie Driver in general. I think she's cool.
Oh yeah, she is a fantastic actress. She has done it all. And then you continue with the star-studded cast because you have Christopher Lloyd as Dr. Harry Price.
Way to go. Way to go, Doc Brown.
Obviously, we all know him as Doc from Back to the Future. He played Uncle Fester in the 90s Addams Family films.
We're also going to
He-
see him in a Disney film because he played the evil Toon guy in Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Oh, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
He's Judge Doom.
Judge Doom, thank you.
And most recently, he was in Wednesday season 2 as a floating head.
Yeah, we love him.
A legend, a true legend.
We love him so much.
Ruth Connell of Supernatural fame plays Mrs. Margaret Irving. Then you have Tim Downey as Mr. James Irving. He's an English actor, and you may have seen him in The King's Speech or Outlander or one of the Paddington Bear films.
I have not. I've not seen this man.
Jessica Balmer is Voiry Irving. She's a young actress. There aren't many credits to her name yet. She's going to be in an upcoming Pinocchio horror film.
Oh, in the shit horror universe where they're doing like all the things that come up for into the public domain.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the Grinch.
The ones because they're the ones that did Winnie the Pooh and Mickey Mouse.
Yep.
It's those
And
people.
And the Grinch. Don't forget Mean One.
But I don't think that's the same people.
I think it is.
Well, we'll research that later. Paul Kaye plays Maurice. He's best known for his work on Game of Thrones. There's Gary Beadle as Earl, who is the
Earl.
Earl as the
Errol.
Irvings. Errol. Okay, Errol, not Earl. I forgot how it was pronounced. I wrote these notes earlier in the week. Errol, the Irving's farmhand. Didn't recognize him for anything, but he's an English actor who's done a lot of TV work, so I imagine he's probably better known over in the UK.
Mm-hmm.
Then you also have Edmund Kingsley as Harry Houdini, and no offense to this man, but he is best known as Ben Kingsley's son.
Oof. Rough pumpkins.
So you have a decent cast.
Except.
And then you have Neil Gaiman voices Jeff the Mongoose. And Neil Gaiman has been accused of sexual assault and abuse by at least 9 women in the past year. Some of these women have gone on record publicly and described in detail the alleged assaults. These stories are disturbing and they're graphic. And these cases are currently going through the courts. As I said, these allegations just came out in the past year, in the summer of 2024.
Allegedly.
Yes, these allegations of alleged assault.
I just don't
Saying
want to see it
allegedly.
sued.
I'm saying allegedly.
Please
I'm
don't
saying
sue us.
allegedly. Gaiman has denied these allegations, and he wrote a really shitty response to them on his blog. And all I'm going to say at this is, listen, I don't know about the rest of you, but I tend to believe survivors and victims of sexual assault and rape when they step forward, especially when there are nearly a dozen people willing to speak out and testify in court. So fuck you, Neil Gaiman.
Yeah, innocent until proven guilty. I will go along with that. But you know what doesn't help his case is the fact that, like, he's given
he
money.
called one of them a liar, also.
Yeah, he's also given money to some of them just to quiet them down. So,
Yeah, like,
that has me feeling a type of way. So, like,
yeah.
I tend to believe survivors as well, but I'm definitely not going to, like, put it past that there are people out there that do tend to make things up. But the more people that we have, the
Willing
more
to
likely,
testify in court,
the more likely
especially.
something like this probably did occur.
Yeah. So yes, these allegations have put a little damper on the enjoyment of this film, I would say.
It's put a lot of damper on like some of his books because like I love Coraline. I love
So
like
good.
yeah, I love the Graveyard Book. Like I grew up with some of that. So yeah, like I still can kind of like J.K. Rowling. Still enjoy the work, but man, piece of shit.
Well, let's talk about something more fun.
Mhm.
Let's talk about Jeff the Mongoose.
The actual Mongoose or the movie?
This film,
I
Nandor Fodor and the Talking Mongoose. Let's talk about
I
this movie.
I don't want to.
Too bad, we are. The film begins with a little vignette of animals who could talk. The earliest reported animal was a bird from the 5th century. Then in the 1960s, there was a bird who reportedly knew the most words and also loved to swear.
That bird was great. That was a really high point for the beginning of the movie. I thought we were gonna get something good, and then
I agree with you, Frankie.
a bird calling someone a stupid bastard is always funny.
Yeah.
In the early 90s, there was another bird who was in the world record book for knowing the most words. But if you've noticed, I've only talked about birds. No other animal. Some other animals are known to make noises that can sound like a human. But animals can't talk, you know. And this leads us to our main story. It's London, England in 1937. Famed parapsychologist Nandor Fodor is giving an interview. And this interviewer right away thinks Fodor is crazy because he's like, you think ghosts are real? That's hilarious. Also, to the person who complained about the smoking, I get it now. I get
I
it.
don't.
There
I
are
don't.
3 people in this opening scene, and they're all smoking, and the whole room is just full of smoke.
Okay, so we
I
were
get
in
it
Historical
an
now.
accuracy.
yeah, but let me just say, we lived in an age, you, me, and Frankie, very early on, where like smoking wasn't completely banned when we were born. So I vividly remember being in restaurants and there being like a smoking area in a restaurant, and like that entire restaurant like area where it's like smoking, just filled with smoke. So this is very accurate.
Yeah, I vividly remember, and maybe if there's people who are young listening to our
Mhm.
show who won't. When you went to a restaurant, the first question you got was
Smoking or non-smoking,
smoking or non-smoking, and then they would ask you like if you wanted if you preferred a booth or a table. But your
For how
first
many
question was
people?
all, or how many people. But the first question was always smoking or non-smoking.
always. It wasn't until I want to say like 2007 that that question stopped being asked.
Yeah, because that's when they started really banning smoking in public
Yeah,
places.
yeah.
But there's only 3 people in this shot, and the whole room is full.
But it's so true. Like there could only be like one person in the smoking room and it would still be filled with smoke.
True, but this is a movie, and I wanna be able to see the actors.
You could still see them. They want to make it feel like real life, Hannah. You wouldn't see
I
people in real life like that.
Anyway,
They'd be blurred by smoke anyway. Frankie, back me up here.
I mean, it is historically accurate.
Thank you.
this this pointless opening scene ends with the interviewer saying he does not understand any of what Nandor is saying. I did not write down what Nandor was saying. I didn't care enough. So Nandor, he goes home. He's depressed. Anne, Minnie Driver, is standing there waiting for him, and she is tasked with summarizing his mail for him. These are all letters asking for his help, and
He's kind of a dick.
he's only going to help the person who writes in with the craziest story.
Hmm. No, it's not even that. It's because the one doctor was attached to the letter. He was shocked by the story, so he wanted to read it, and then he saw that it was the doctor.
Yes.
He
Like
respected,
the
and then he was
third
like,
piece of
yeah.
mail Anne gets to is from Dr. Harry Price, the OG ghost hunter. He has written in about Jeff the Mongoose. And now Nandor is, as Amanda said, he is shocked. He's like, Harry Price, the famed ghost hunter? I gotta meet him and talk to him in person about Jeff the Mongoose. I gotta make sure this is real. So we gotta go hang out with Christopher Lloyd for a minute. These two meet up at a bar. And apparently, Nandor is so disgraced amongst his peers that Harry Price took a while in getting to this bar because he had to make sure he wasn't being followed or that anyone he knew would see him meeting with Nandor.
Yeah, because Nandor's a dick, and nobody likes Nandor anymore.
Well, the reason he's disgraced that I thought was like because he is a skeptic, and all of the other people were like fully in on ghosts.
Yeah, I wasn't completely sure why Nandor was disgraced.
I'd like
They're
to
just
think it's because he's a dick.
It's probably both. This scene is where we get the exposition dump about Jeff.
The longest exposition dump in film history.
Yeah, but you know what? Christopher Lloyd's in it, so it did kind of it did make it the blow a little easier just because it's Christopher Lloyd. Not much easier, but just a little bit. You know what I mean?
Like, we had the best actor in the film delivering this exposition.
Yeah.
The second best actor in the film.
You talking
Minnie
about
Driver.
Driver, the first. Okay.
Oh, right,
Yeah.
right.
So the TLDR is that Jeff is a talking mongoose who lives in the walls of the Irving's family's farmhouse. And only the Irvings can see him. He will talk through the walls to some people, but he's never seen by anyone outside of the Irving family. I'm not going to rehash all this exposition. Just go listen to my episode about Jeff the Mongoose. It's a much
Yeah, they
funner
never
ride.
talked about. Here's the thing that pissed me off about it. They never talked about Jeff threatening people in this movie.
No, he did threaten people. He threatened to kill their poultry. I do highly suggest listening to the Jeff the Mongoose episode because that one was a lot of fun.
For you.
And
For me
Frankie.
and Frankie.
Yeah, I lost my mind.
But
yeah,
now
that's
I've
why it
turned
was
on
fun.
Jeff. I've turned my back on Jeff the Mongoose.
Thanks for coming over to the dark side, Frankie. Isn't it much nicer to be over here?
I don't know if it's nicer, but
I've resigned myself to being over
I
here
resigned
now.
myself to being over here, yeah.
So these two men, they're having their gap session, and Harry tells Nandor that the Irving family is peculiar. But Harry Price did also reiterate that he did hear Jeff talk to him. He never saw Jeff, but the Irving's daughter is also an adept ventriloquist. So take that as you will.
Which this movie, I wasn't sure if this movie wanted us to believe in Jeff the Mongoose or wanted us to not believe in Jeff the Mongoose.
I don't think the movie knew itself.
I was so confused by everything.
I genuinely don't think the movie knew if it believed in Jeff the Mongoose or not.
It didn't. Because then we see, like, and we'll get to it, but we see, like, Vori with, like, Minnie Driver, and, like, she's doing ventriloquist stuff, but then, like, and it appears like she makes Jeff's voice, but at the same time, there's a moment where, like, it doesn't seem like she does
we'll
it.
We'll dive more into this scene when it comes up.
Yeah, it's a weird thing. It's weird. It's strange. I don't like.
Harry Price then gives Nandor copies of all of his notes on Jeff before telling Nandor that he reminds him of Harry Houdini, and we get to learn some of Nandor's background and why he's in the parapsychology field. The reason why is basically Nandor is part of the Dead Dad Club and has daddy issues and wants to know if there's life after death. That's what I got, at least.
We randomly just get a Harry Houdini history lesson here in the middle of the
minutes
movie.
20-minute flashback about Harry Houdini and how he did not
But how he
believe
really
in
wanted to talk
spiritualism. Yeah.
to his dead dad, but all of the spiritualists are frauds.
How he would be a really mean person to have at like a magic show. Even though he did magic, he just ruined everybody's illusions.
I guess now is a good time to mention that I will eventually be leading an episode on 20th century spiritualism and Harry Houdini and Arthur Conan Doyle's beef regarding ghosts.
Oh, I forgot that Sherlock Holmes dude had a beef.
Yeah. Yeah, that's gonna be like a really big long episode for me to do, so it's gonna take me quite some time to research and everything. But stay tuned for that and I don't know, in the next year. Back to the film. Back to Nandor. He and Anne are traveling to the Isle of Man, and during this train ride, we get more exposition on Jeff. We get to learn about the crazy things Jeff has done. Like how he'll call out heads or tails when you flip a coin, and how he killed rabbits and went into town to learn all the town gossip. So that was like another 10 minutes of this film. And finally, Nandor and Anne arrive at an inn. Anne right away is like, I'm going to the bar. But the bar is dead. There's one person. There's only one other person there, and he looks like he belongs in a horror film. Like he should be warning the horny teens not to go to summer camp. In this film, though, he's just the town drunk. And he tells Anne that he once saw Jeff the Mongoose out of the corner of his eye. And he also claims that he heard Jeff speak at his wife's funeral.
Yeah, his wife who died from consumption. Which is sad.
This is
But like,
a wild scene.
yeah. But like, I saw this guy's bare ass and I was not a fan.
No. This man was shit-faced at his wife's funeral, and he had to
Being
piss
behind a
so
church.
bad. Held in a church. He had to piss so bad, so he pissed on the side of the church once the service was over.
And
this
everyone
is
was
when
just watching it, by the way.
Yeah.
Like he didn't
Everybody
move
saw
out of
him.
view. Everyone else at the funeral was just looking at it.
Jeff recited William Butler Yeats's poem, A Dream of Death. But here's the thing. This man's wife died in 1933, and the poem wasn't published until 1934. So Jeff can see into the future, I guess.
Way to go, Jeff.
I mean, Jeff helped this man, because this man's very thankful to Jeff. He was refusing to grieve and accept that his wife had passed. He didn't want to feel the pain that grief causes. But upon hearing Jeff recite A Dream of Death, he broke down and he allowed himself to feel that pain. So he's very thankful to Jeff.
No, don't be.
How would you feel if your
And
husband only got over finally processed his grief and death because of a talking mongoose?
I would be upset with my husband. Honestly, I'd be upset with any of you.
even me,
Yes.
when it would be very on brand for me, though.
Especially you, Hannah.
I wasn't going to piss on the side of the church. I hope you know that.
Well, I would hope not, but that's not why I'm saying not you, Hannah. I'm saying not you because
why won't you let me accept? Why won't you accept that Jeff is helping me through the grief?
Because there are way better ways to grieve. And as a therapist, if you're grieving me, you should grieve in a better way that's not Jeff. Or Jeff-centric. Otherwise, you'd be doing a disservice to my honor.
You are so done with me right now. Your voice just like the tone in your voice just shifted so hard.
You think? You really think I'm done with you? Frankie, you think she finally got the hint that I hate this fucking mongoose?
Yeah, I think she did. You shouldn't hate the Mongoose.
Why not?
He didn't do anything to you.
Has Jeff the Mongoose been threatening you?
Has he been threatening your chickens?
I don't have chickens.
He's not been threatening your frozen poultry.
I don't think I have frozen poultry right now. No, it has nothing to do with that. This mongoose just pisses me off. If you're wondering why, go listen to the former episode. We'll see why.
So at this point, they've already listened to it, so.
I really hope they have. Anne really isn't buying the whole Jeff story because she believes in science and she refuses to believe in a talking mongoose. Gee,
Smart lady.
I wonder what her character arc is gonna be. The next morning,
Here's the thing. This movie can't make me hate Minnie Driver, but I can hate the person who made Minnie Driver become this fucking mongoose believer.
the next morning, Mr. Irving meets Nandor and Anne, who were being dropped off halfway to the Irving's house by the guy Anne met in the bar last night. Turns out this man is named Maurice, and he's the mayor.
Just let a drunk guy be mayor. That's fine.
So Mr. Irving, he's taken Nandor and Anne the rest of the way to the farm, and when we finally reach the farm, we get to properly meet the Irving family. We also get this awkward, unnecessary scene of Mrs. Irving asking Anne if she's married, and Anne thinking Mrs. Irving is asking if she and Nandor are married. There's just a lot of odd tension that's not necessary for this story.
Yeah,
And
it felt odd.
Also, there was more sexual tension between Mrs. Irving and Anne than there was Anne and Nandor.
Agree.
Like, it was very sapphic for like 5 seconds for no reason. We also meet Errol, the farmhand, and Foyri. But most importantly, we get to meet Ralph and Rolf, 2 dogs, best members of the cast.
You would remember the dogs, Hannah.
They were very important to the story. They brought me joy. There was not a lot of joy to be found in this film.
Oh, me and Frankie are well aware.
Mr. Irving then breaks the news that Jeff left the house a week ago when he was told Nandor was coming to investigate and visit.
How fucking convenient.
But don't worry, there's a nearby cave that Jeff inhabits when he's not at the farm. It's a bit of a hike up the mountain to this cave, but Nandor and Mr. Irving and Errol make the hike up. When they get to the cave, Nandor is told he has to like call hello into the cave and tell Jeff that he believes in him. There's no answer, obviously. And Mr. Irving is real quick to say Jeff must be in town. Then we learn Jeff is a klepto, and the 4 characters go in to see if Jeff put anything in the cave. Yeah, there's a bunch of random shit inside. There's a doll, a bunch of carrots, a silver cup, some women's underwear, and a lock of fur that looks suspiciously like dog fur. On the way back down the mountain, Nandor and Errol have a quick conversation. They laugh over the women's underwear. And then Nandor asks Errol what his Jeff story is, only to be told that Errol doesn't have one, as they both know that Jeff isn't real.
Making Errol one of my favorite characters immediately.
He was the best character in this film. He gives no shits. Back at the farmhouse, Anne really has to use the bathroom. And inside, Anne hears Voiry singing in her bedroom. And then all of a sudden, the voice changes. And it's not Voiry's voice. So Anne knocks on the door. Voiry lets her in, and Anne begins asking her about ventriloquism and how she does it. This is when we get an explanation into how ventriloquism works. and Voiri performs a bit. The scene is to make you question if Voiri is Jeff or not, because you do hear Jeff's voice.
You get a nice little
But
musical performance.
Yeah, but it's heavily implied that Voiri is just throwing her voice. At least in the beginning of the scene.
At the beginning, yes. And then there's a
Then,
point where
yeah, the scene ends with another little musical number, if you could call it that, because Anne is told to sing by Voiri, and Jeff finishes the song for them. It's very confusing. And Anne is told, or I'm sorry, Anne is spooked and is no longer sure if Voiri is Jeff. Yeah, the writing could have been a lot better in that scene. Back at the pub, Anne and Nandor are debriefing. Nandor, he's laughing at the Irvings. But Anne then tells him that she's starting to believe Jeff may be real. She brings up that the Irvings aren't seeing any monetary gain from Jeff, which is true. They never charge people to talk to Jeff or anything. They don't really have a reason to be lying about Jeff. But
attention.
Yeah, even it was they didn't get that much attention really outside of their town,
And I think that's all some people need.
I guess. But Nandor thinks there's mass hysteria going on.
I wouldn't go that far. I think they bamboozled some people.
The next morning, Nandor is woken up by Maurice because Nandor has a phone call from Jeff. And every time Maurice is on screen, this movie turns into a horror film.
Be nice to this actor.
Well, this actor, I have nothing against this actor. He is just actively being the creepy dude stereotype in this film.
His scenes are pretty good though.
Yeah.
Yes,
they're
nothing
fine.
against him, his acting capabilities. It's just we suddenly are in a slasher film. So Nandor, he takes the call. And we get real Jeff the Mongoose quotes here. He says, "I am a freak. I have hands and I have feet. And if you ever saw me, you would be paralyzed, petrified, mummified, and turned into a pillar of salt. I am the fifth dimension. I am the eighth wonder of the world."
That one's funny.
He said he's the eighth wonder of the world?
He is the eighth wonder of the world.
All right, Kimberly Locke.
Wrong. That's Andre the Giant. We all know Andre the Giant is the eighth wonder of the world.
Nah,
Jeff the Mongoose came before Andre the Giant.
Yeah, but what's cool? Andre the Giant's cooler.
I like my reference, which was the Kimberly Locke Eighth World Wonder song. I think I fell in love with the eighth world wonder.
That was too good. We're going to get copyright claimed.
Sorry. It wasn't that good.
Nandor proceeds to ask Jeff if he gets to meet the little mongoose in person. But Jeff just tortures Nandor with his daddy issues.
Pretty good.
Before then telling Nandor that he can meet him tomorrow. Anne and Nandor the next morning on the car ride. It's still really awkward from their argument the night before. Nandor really isn't thinking about that though, because he's trying to explain how Jeff knows about his daddy issues, and he theorizes that because he's a public figure, anyone could find out facts about his life and draw conclusions from what is publicly known.
Did he write that down? Yeah.
He is jumping to some conclusions here. And he's just really sus about Mr. Irving at this point. He's very hostile in this car ride.
Yeah, to be fair, Mr. Irving does give me a little bit of Uncanny Valley vibes. You know?
I think at some point in my notes I wrote, he's kind of giving like knockoff P.T. Barnum.
That's what
A
I was
little.
thinking.
Hmm.
He's like, he wants to be running a circus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We get to the farmhouse. Everyone is inside eating cake, save for Boyri because she's sick. And she won't be joining the others for Jeff and Nandor's meeting.
How convenient!
Yeah. Yeah. And outside of the Irving's home, a small crowd of people has begun forming. Apparently, Jeff called people and asked them to come today.
Hope he's
How did
paying
he
the
get?
phone bill. Phone
Well,
calls
he
are
used the
expensive back
neighbor's phone.
then.
He used
Yeah,
the
but
neighbor's
like
phone
phone calls are
also.
expensive back then.
Yeah, I'd be pissed.
He's
Jeff
just making like
also,
a ton of calls.
yeah, because there's
Even
like
even
eight,
if this was
9
happening
people.
back even if this was happening back when we were younger, y'all remember when like if you had to call like out of your county or whatever, like that was money? Like that was considered long distance?
We had minutes on cell phones.
Yeah. How many minutes did this fucking mongoose waste? Too many.
He's
Too
going
many of
through
my
everyone's
fucking
minutes.
minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, he's also like telling all these people that he knows their secrets. Which some of these secrets are just town gossip because one man says Jeff asked him about his sister's drinking problem.
And how do you know about that? It felt like he was accusing Mr. Irving of telling Jeff about the
Yeah.
drinking problem.
Like why
A
would
little
you
bit.
tell this mongoose? Huh? What gives?
I want
Why
Jeff
would
to
you
like
not
me, and
tell
you're
the
gonna tell
mongoose?
him. You're gonna tell the popular mongoose about my sister's drinking problems. I'll never get in with him now.
Yeah.
But then there's like things that like realistically wouldn't be known because an old lady pipes up and she says Jeff called her Candy, which was what her grandmother called her, and no one has called her Candy since her grandmother passed away 20 years ago. It's
Jeff was
another
reading
odd
her
scene.
diary.
I guess. I guess he was reading her diary. It's another odd scene, but it's like a much better written scene than what we've had before.
Correct.
This is when Mr. Irving begins addressing this crowd and he's giving P.T. Barnum. He leads everyone into the barn after he tells people not to shout out questions all at once and they must behave or else Jeff will leave.
Yeah, I was about ready. Not only was he giving me PT Barnum vibes, but I was about ready to say he was giving me like, please keep your hands and feet inside the vehicle at all times.
Just a little bit. Yeah, so inside, Jeff's still not showing himself. He's hiding in a box. You don't see him. You just see like a few tufts of fur stick out every once in a while. And obviously, Nandor has to ask Jeff questions first. He needs
Oh,
to
yeah.
know how exactly Jeff knew what Nandor's father said to him when he left.
I'd
This
like to
would
know
be
that
great.
too.
This would be great if this was like the Luke, I'm your father.
I was turned into a mongoose.
Yep.
Yeah, no. Instead, Jeff just says that he's not from this world. He's from a different dimension. He's
All
clairvoyant.
right.
He knows things. He just knows things essentially because he's not from this world.
Right.
And then a man faints.
For no reason.
And Jeff has been scared off because this man fainted. So everyone else runs outside, save for Nandor and Errol. They're the only ones left in the barn. And Nandor lays into Errol for allowing the Irvings to lie about Jeff to this extreme.
Errol calls him an asshole.
Yeah, Errol doesn't give a fuck. The best character in this film.
Truly. Mad respect, Errol.
So the scene ends, and we cut back to the bar. It's time to get drunk again. Nandor is crashing out. He is trauma dumping on Anne. He is revealing his daddy issues. And then Anne in the worst possible moment, tells Nandor that she believes Jeff is real. This sends Nandor over the edge. He has a double shot of whiskey. Like, he just grabs the bottle and chugs. And he goes up to Maurice. And he's like, I gotta go to the Irving's home. Can you drive me there? Jeff called me again, said to come back. And I also have to bring a sledgehammer. For no reason.
And Maurice is just like, okay.
He's like, I get to watch this go down. Let's go, bestie. So drunk Nandor arrives at the farm and he begins threatening Jeff. The Irving family and Errol, they all come outside, and Mr. Irving tells Nandor, hey, Jeff isn't here. He's run off again. You need to calm down, buddy. No, this drunk man is not calming down. In fact,
You calm down.
Yeah. Yeah, and Nandor enters the barn and breaks open the box Jeff was in hours earlier. There's something in there. I think it's a plate of food. I really couldn't tell exactly what I was supposed to be looking at, even going back and rewatching and pausing. Like, it was just like a carrot.
It was so quick, I couldn't tell what it was.
Yeah. It was not a mongoose. And the scene ends with Errol knocking Nandor out. With the butt of a gun.
The butt of a gun. It was brutal.
Nandor wakes up in jail. And of course, our boy Jeff is there to taunt him.
Nah, that was holding. There's a big difference.
Well, he was in a holding cell. He was in a jail cell. It doesn't matter. Nandor is still crashing out. He demands that Jeff show himself. He is so desperate for Jeff to show himself. He manages to get Jeff to scratch him to prove he is indeed real. And that ends the crash out. That takes about 8 minutes.
Hold on. I'm just disappointed that you didn't get my 50% off abridged series joke. Shout out to Octopimp.
What did you say?
Nah, he was in holding. There's a big difference.
Oh, okay.
We gotta culture you up, Hannah. Internet culture.
I spend 20 hours a day on the internet. I don't need to be more cultured than I am.
Apparently you do.
That is the downside of working in social media.
All right, continue.
Sorry, I was drinking.
Oh,
it's time for Nandor and Anne to return to London. Despite what happened in the jail, Nandor refuses to admit to Anne that Jeff is real.
Wait, did we talk about the scratches? Did we talk about that?
Yes, he got
Did I miss
scratched.
that?
No, he got scratched, but he's still I don't think Jeff is real. I can't admit that to myself. Even though I have scratches on my arms.
Yeah, and he bawled. Like a baby when it happened. Thank you so much for scratching me.
My take is that he was so
drunk
out of it, so drunk, so out of it, he did it to himself. That's what he thinks.
Ah.
He wants to in the back of his mind, he knows Jeff scratched him, but he doesn't want to admit it now that he is sober and he had his therapy sesh. Time passes. Harry Price and Nandor meet up once again in the same bar from the beginning. Nandor reads Harry Price a letter Mr. Irving sent him. And it's just a really cute little friendly letter. A letter saying that the Irvings have a lawyer who specializes in libel and defamation cases. Nothing important. Just a little update.
But we will sue you.
Yeah.
Apparently, Jeff calls Harry Price once a week to chat. And Nandor got a...
That's a long-distance call.
Yeah.
Minutes.
It's costing a ton of money.
Yeah.
You're calling a different country too.
Bullshit.
And Nandor also got a call from Jeff a month ago. All Jeff really wanted to say was, "Hey, I stole one of your shoes."
But I will give it back to you if you show up again.
Oh, yes, you can have it back if you return and crash out in the holding cell again. The conversation between Price and Nandor continues. They very briefly talk about the real life court case of Rex Lambert versus the BBC. The last 10 minutes of this film is just like a bunch of Jeff lore and the film writer trying to sound deep. But the final shot of this film is that of a little extra special mongoose.
It's
And
Jeff,
there was
maybe.
that was
Maybe.
Jeff, and there was no budget for CGI.
No.
And
I
thus ends Nandor Fodor and the talking mongoose.
What a
I just
movie.
have I have a question because if you guys stayed to the end, there was a post-credit scene.
There was a post-credits scene. I didn't
Yeah.
watch it.
Yeah, but it had nothing to do about Jeff the Mongoose. It was literally all of the cast and crew, like Ruth Connell, Minnie Driver,
Oh,
Christopher
yeah, they
Lloyd.
like talk shit about the director as a joke.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Was
forgot
it a
about that.
joke? Was
Yeah,
it
that's
an
supposed to
actual
be a
joke?
joke. Yes.
I was just like, wow.
Yes, because that's on like the Wikipedia page. I remember seeing that.
It
But
was
I
just
think it
so
was like a joke.
strange.
Yeah.
I was just like, wow, they really hated this director.
You know, I think
This
it's a joke. 'Cause
movie,
I don't think it would have been in there if it wasn't a joke.
this movie was so boring.
Yeah.
If
It
you
was,
didn't know the story of Jeff the Mongoose, then the exposition was very necessary. But for
but
us
like,
who know the story, half the film was pointless.
but movies, it's not even that. Movies are supposed to show, not tell. And this movie did nothing but tell.
Yeah, yeah. No showing at all.
There was zero showing until we got to the part, like, in the jail. Then there was everything from Nandor's crash out to him being in the jail is like the only like beyond just the cinematography, the only redeeming part of this movie.
Mm-hmm.
I think the issue with this film is that it does not know if it wants to be a comedy or a drama more.
It needs to be a comedy first of all because it's a story about a fucking talking mongoose.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
It does not work as a dramedy. It needs to be one or the other.
While we were talking, I had another fun idea for this movie. Make it a TV show. Y'all know Pretty Little Liars, right? And like telling
Jesus
everyone secrets.
Christ.
But make it Pretty Little Liars, but Jeff is just telling everyone secrets.
It would last like 10 seasons as
It'd be
well.
amazing. It'd be amazing.
But Frankie, tell us what you want for this movie.
So I've
Nothing.
been doing recently because of the final one coming out. I've been watching a lot of the Conjuring movies. I've watched all of the Conjuring movies this year. I rewatched the first two and then I watched the third and the fourth one. This should have just been a comedy version of the Conjuring movies.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's Nandor Fodor taking a case. Like, you can keep the whole opening scene where he does the interview, because that's very Conjuring. And then, and he takes the case because of the letter, and then you show what, like, I would have had it, like, you have Minnie Driver reading the letter from Dr. Price, and then instead of just having, like, the way they do it is they just have narration over it, telling you what happened, and occasionally they show you it as it's being narrated. Just show it instead of narrating. And then he goes over to England, and there's all kind of fucking wacky hijinks with this fucking mongoose. And then it culminates in the jail scene. I would keep that whole thing from the crash out, where he gets drunk, up to him like trying to destroy the box, to him going to jail, and he gets scratched by Jeff, and it ends with him. I would end the movie with him saying thank you in the jail cell against the bed. Everything that happened after that was like unnecessary. But this should have been a comedy Conjuring movie.
Okay, I can see it.
This movie just shouldn't exist. There, that's how we fix it.
No,
Well, it does.
every movie that exists can be fixed. I firmly believe that. And this one needs to
I don't.
be a straight up comedy to have some fun in it because it is just boring. It is so boring. It's the worst sin of any movie is being boring.
Well, those are
I
our
feel
thoughts on Nandor Fodor and the
I
talking
feel
mongoose.
betrayed by Hannah.
You're
Yeah.
welcome.
No, it wasn't a thank you.
You're welcome.
I need you to know it wasn't a thank you. I need you to know that.
I know. I know. I need to torture you guys sometimes.
I have come to expect it. Frankie, I hope you understand now what it's like being on my side of the pond.
It's not fun over here.
I know, it sucks, doesn't it?
Listen, I'm in the pond, I'm in the rowboat, I'm waving at you guys. You can join me in the fun if you want.
You know what makes it worse is that like I didn't know anything about the director. I only knew about this movie like the cast list. And seeing Simon Pegg, I know Simon Pegg does some serious roles. Like Simon
But he
Pegg
also
is a
does comedy.
he's a very funny guy. He's in one of my favorite trilogy of comedies in the Cornetto trilogy.
I thought you were going to
He's
say Ice Age.
no, I mean Ice Age is funny, but like the Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, and At World's End, all fantastic movies. And I really thought, oh, we're gonna get another like Simon Pegg funny comedy adventure thing, and it was not that, and I'm so disappointed. I had high hopes for this, and I like my hopes weren't, oh, we're getting a 5-star movie. I thought we're getting a 3-star comedy, but I'm gonna love it. And we didn't even get. It was so bad. I don't think I laughed once this entire movie.
Nope.
I don't think I had a smile on my face. I started. You know what? That's not true. I did have a smile on my face because about 40 minutes in, it became so unbearable. I started playing Fire Emblem.
That's fair.
Which one?
The new one, Engage, the newest Fire Emblem, because
Okay.
they announced a new one at the last Nintendo Direct.
Well, I'm aware.
So I wanted to finish up Engage before the new one comes out. I know they haven't announced a date yet, but you know.
You're prepared.
Yeah, I want to prepare. So thanks, Hannah, for torturing us. I
You
really
can come into
appreciate it.
Delulu Lake with me. It's fun in there when you just lose your mind. It's fine.
All right. Amanda,
Yeah,
you're in control next week.
I am.
Are you
What are
going
we
to torture
doing?
us?
So, I was considering this, and something that came to my attention recently is that a lot of people that I know never grew up with any of the Dr. Seuss TV specials.
Are you saying you're starting another project?
No, I'm saying that I was considering doing one, but then I saw what was next on our Disney like playlist. And I've never fucking heard of it.
And so, is that what
Oh.
we're doing?
Yeah.
Oh.
What is it?
I'm
It's called The
scared.
Sword and the Rose.
The
I'm sorry.
sword.
The Sword and the Rose.
The
The
Sword and
sword.
the Rose. Like a
Yep.
fucking Zorro movie? What the
Is
fuck?
this like? Are we in the Middle Ages? This feels King
Uh,
Arthur. This feels
Oh, it's from
Arthurian.
1953.
yeah, yeah.
It is about Mary Tudor.
Mary Tudor. Yeah.
We're in the Tudor era?
Yeah. So I want to see if it's on Disney Plus though.
Oh, it's definitely not
It's
But you know
not.
where it is, I bet?
on
Internet
Archive.
Archive.
Yeah,
Yep.
Internet Archive probably got this movie on lock. You could probably find like 9 versions of this movie on there.
I'm sure. Yeah, it's not on Disney Plus.
Shocking.
I'm scared and intrigued because I do like Tudor era shit.
Mm-hmm.
But you also don't like 1950s live action Disney shit.
Yeah. Is Bobby Driscoll? He's not in this, right?
I didn't see him in the
He's not.
cast
I'm looking
list.
at the
I
cast
would
list right
assume
now.
he's not.
Richard Todd is in it though, so
Who?
Robin Hood, guys.
Like the voice
Is
of
he
Robin Hood or the one
No,
from the Robin Hood
the
movie?
the one from the Robin Hood movie.
and who is he playing?
Charles Brandon, first Duke
Oh,
of
okay.
Suffolk.
I assume he's our male lead.
It looks like it. Looks like it.
The Sword and the Rose.
So yeah. So originally was gonna do a little bit of a Dr. Seuss thing, but I saw this and I was like, oh fuck no. We
It
actually have a
is
couple.
an
What?
hour and a half long. Jesus.
Yeah, yeah. Um, you can get it on YouTube. We might have to
$10
watch
it's
this.
on Internet Archive. I'm positive it's there.
I'm looking.
What's it called again?
The Sword and the Rose.
Sword and the Rose. Full movie. The full movie is just on YouTube.
Yeah.
Oh, just for free.
Like
Okay,
for
cool.
free. Yeah, there's like 4 versions of it
Oh my goodness, yes. Yes. We're
that I can
good. We're
see.
fine.
Yeah. But there's we come up we're coming across like some shit that like you guys. So we got the Sword and the Rose, then we got the Living Desert, Rob Roy, the Highland Rogue, and then the Vanishing Prairie, and then we get 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, which is
I
the
think
only
you're
one that
just
I know.
making shit up.
I wish I was. We're getting close to Lady and the Tramp, though.
Puppies.
Wow, movie people have heard of.
But yeah, that's what we'll do next week.
Yay.
Can't believe it. All right,
We're
well
gonna
that is
see
the
if it's better than Nandor Fodor and the Talking Mongoose, though.
listen. It's got
Actually,
that's a low bar to clear.
here's
Low
the
bar.
thing. Here's the thing, though. The thing that threw me for a loop was that Robin Hood wasn't fucking bad. Like, we didn't hate it.
It
That's
wasn't terrible,
true.
but like
Does the Sword and the Rose have an IMDb score?
I'm sure it
Or like
does.
any like a Google score or anything?
Let me
What
look.
are we working with here?
All right. IMDb, a 6.3 out of 10.
I don't
Okay.
know, man. We can't trust IMDb scores because it's got this movie at a fucking 5
That's
out of
true.
10.
That's true. It had a proper 5 out of 10.
When at best, on its best day, maybe a 3 out of 10. Let's wrap this up. As of recording, we are on YouTube and Spotify. If you're listening to us on YouTube, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell for notification so you know when each episode is uploaded. If you're listening to us on Spotify, remember to follow the show, leave a rating and review. Do you have a episode question, Hannah, or are we not doing one this week?
Should we just do is Jeff the Mongoose real? Yes or no?
Yeah, we'll do that. Is Jeff the Mongoose real?
Do you believe in Jeff the Mongoose?
Do you believe in the existence of Jeff the Mongoose? Because those are very specific words that they constantly use.
Yes, yes.
No matter where you're listening, though, remember to share the show with people who you think might enjoy what we are doing over here. If you would like to send us an email, you can ask us a fan question. You could give us ideas for future episodes. You can just give us some general comments about the show. You can send us an email over to.
Nothing to see here podcast at gmail.com. As always, here is spelled HEAR.
If you would like to see some great artwork made by Amanda, some funny memes made by Hannah, images of things that we talk about in the episodes, you can find all of that and more over on our Instagram page, which is.
Nothing to see here pod.
I think that's all of our business. So join us next week for The Sword and the Rose.
Mm-hmm.
And saying goodbye and good night, it's Frankie.
It's Hannah. Thanks for joining us for 100 episodes.
Yeah, and hopefully we don't have to deal with any more mongooses going forward.
And my next episode about the history of mongooses.
I will. The story of Ricky Tiki Tavi.
Don't make me add him to the list.
I'll kill you.
The history of Ricky Tikki Tavi and every famous mongoose in media.
Hmm.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.